So let's talk about insulation really quick. Insulation is a factor we really didn't have to worry about that much in Chernarus, but in Namalsk, it's extremely important. With insulation, you're going to find that depending on the insulation of the equipment or the gear you're wearing, that's going to determine if you freeze to death or if you're good to go. Now, one of the bars we're going to point out is down here. This is called your acclimation bar. Pretty sure there's another word for it, but I always call acclimation bar. Acclimation is when you're acclimated to an area or acclimated to a way of life. In this case, we're acclimating our bodies and getting them used to running around in Namalsk. This bar slowly fills up over time, meaning that your character will become less and less prone to freeze to death out in the freaking winter. How does this go up? Just your character being alive over time. Eventually, once this gets to the top, you won't so much have to worry about your character freezing to death all the time, and you can maybe downgrade some of your gear to lesser gear. It'll also mean your core gets hotter faster, and basically you'll feel a lot better about your character. Now, if you remember, we had this dog food can a while back. You'll notice now it's going to drenched and the temperature has went away. Eventually, this will start freezing again, and this will slowly become something we're going to have to keep up with. Things such as raw meat that you cook does not go down that fast. So, cooked food, canned food is actually a problem, as is water. Canteen water will eventually freeze if you don't keep an eye on it, which means you'll constantly be having to defrost your water. So, let's talk about insulation some more. Insulation goes from bad to best. This being things such as this shirt that I started off with is a long sleeve shirt with a low insulation, meaning this is not very giving me a lot of protection against the elements. I have a medium insulation tracksuit pants. These are okay. They're about mid ground, but there's something you want to improve upon. Balaclavas, ski masks, best insulation. Radar cap, high insulation. And this, a ballistic vest, even gives you high insulation. So even wearing a vest will keep you alive. Boots are very important because you can get frostbite on this map. So a pair of boots is very important for your feet. It's something like hiking boots or combat boots are extremely good. Work gloves, not so much. You really want to look for something military grade, but work gloves are fairly good. Combat gloves tend to be the best insulation around. Your backpack, yes, actually gives you insulation because it's covering this part of your back. So the better the insulation, the better the backpack you're wearing. With that said, all together, all of this equipment that I'm wearing will eventually get my core temperature to where I can stay outside and it won't freeze to death all the time, especially after I start my belt with my new pants once I get them. You can also notice that the temperature and the weather in the Namalsk changes pretty rapidly. As you can see here, it's starting to snow. And this is bad because a snowstorm means your character is going to get wet and eventually freeze to death. You'll also lose your way really quickly in this. So you probably want to seek shelter in one of these to stay alive. Of course, zombies don't care at all, so they'll continue to be out there being a pest. So, what do you do during a storm? Well, my honest opinion is if you want to stay alive during a storm like this, find shelter, get some warmth, get some food, and just chill out for a little bit. Eventually, the storm will pass. For now, that's it. And again, if you have any problems or questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.